show you how to use a 35mm film camera. Now, to be specific, I'm going to be going over just the settings and how to use them and perhaps the appropriate time to use that particular setting for whatever you're using it for. We're going to start off with the core exposure settings. In particular, at first, we're going to be talking about the shutter speed. Now, the shutter speed controls how long the film is exposed to light. On this camera right here, it is marked in fractions of a second: 1/1000th, 1/500th, 1/250, 1, and then bulb. Now, these are different shutter speeds. So say, for instance, a subject is moving fast. You'll probably want a fast shutter speed, such as 1/1000th, or 1/500th, or 1/250th. Now, the 1/1000th is for very fast moving objects. If you want to cut out the blur on the subject, you'd go for that. But for typically, when you're shooting a person or capturing a person moving, you'll go with 1/250th. Sometimes I go with 1/60. Anything lower than that, if the person is moving, it is going to be blurry, unless you're trying to go for that blurry look at 1 or bulb. Now, during those, you actually allow more light coming in, which allows you to perhaps have different settings on your camera. So it's all about feel, so you can go with that. Now, the faster speeds, like I was saying before, 1/500th or 1/1000th, this is to freeze motion, to keep the subject in focus or to keep the subject without blur. For slower speeds, such as 1/30th or 1 second or bulb, the blur motion, you get a blur motion, or it's great for night shots, but you run the risk of having camera shake when you have such a slow shutter speed. So that's just something to keep in mind. The next, we'll talk about aperture, or the f-stop. The size of the lens opening, that is what aperture is, such as, you have an f1.4, you have an f2.8, you have an f5.6, f16th, etc., etc., etc. You have different settings for that. With the wider aperture, such as an f1.4 or an f2, it allows more light in, which gives a shallower depth of field, meaning if you have a subject in focus that's up close, the background will be more blurry. Now, with that being said, if you have a narrow aperture, such as an f11, f16, or f22, less light is let in, giving it a deeper depth of field, which means more things inside of the capture will be in focus. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the ISO. I just call it ISO. It's essentially the film speed. Now, unlike digital cameras, you set this by choosing your roll of film. So it comes with the roll of film. You select, when you're selecting a roll of film, what ISO film speed that you want. Now, common speeds for film are ISO 100. Now, this is fine grain, and it needs more light in order to get a picture. You have ISO 400, which is versatile. It adds a little bit more grain, needs less light than the ISO 100. You also have ISO 800 plus. Now, this is a grainier type of film. It's good for low light situations. Now, some cameras have an ISO ASA dial to let the light meter know what film that you have loaded. Now, this is very helpful. The next thing I'm going to talk about is focusing and framing controls. Now, with the film camera, manual focus by focusing the ring right here. Split prism, some cameras have a split prism, or a rangefinder patch. I'm not going to go too deep into that right now, but I will eventually. With the focus, depth of field scale often engraved on the lens. So it give you the scale often engraved on the lens. I can show you this right here. This shows the depth of field, the scale. It's engraved into the lens right there. Very useful, very helpful if you just want to make adjustments before putting the camera up to your eye. The viewfinder and rangefinder. We talked about this briefly, about the rangefinder. Now, a single lens reflex, or SLR, you see through the lens, which this camera that I have, this Pentax, I see through the lens. It's an SLR camera. Now, with rangefinder cameras, it's a little bit different. I don't currently have a rangefinder camera, but you see through a separate window with a focusing patch, and you have to have the focusing patch line up, and that's how you know the subject is in focus. Some point and shoot cameras, film cameras, have fixed focus, zone focus, such as your disposable cameras. They are fixed focused cameras where you don't have to make any adjustments. Now, some additional settings that your film camera could have is a light meter. Light meters, many film cameras have built-in light meters. With those light meters, you must match the needles that are inside of it or the LEDs to balance the exposure. With that said, some advanced film cameras have exposure compensation dial, such as a +1 or -1 stop. And the flash. Now, on film cameras, you have a hot shoe. Now, the hot shoe sits on top. You attach a flash to it, and it allows you to get more light when taking photos, especially with film. Film needs light, more light than you probably thought that you needed. And so these are just some basic settings with a film camera. I hope this video has been helpful on getting you started and on your way to shooting film. Thanks a lot for watching.